And time starts now. We have 30 minutes to read. And we have finished this. And I again repeat some lines. The fact that the brain allocates so much precious space to the regions responsible for craving and desire provides further evidence of the crucial role these processes play. Desire is the engine that drives behavior. Um, every action is taken because of the anticipation that precedes it. It is the craving that leads to the response. These insights reveal the importance of the second law of behavior change. We need to make our habits attractive because it is the expectation of a rewarding experience that motivates us to act in the first place. This is where a strategy known as temptation bounding comes into play. How to use temptation bounding to make your habits more attractive. Ronan Barry, an electrical engineering student in Dublin, Ireland, enjoyed watching Netflix, but he also knew that he should exercise more. He should exercise more often than he did. Putting his engineering skills to use, Barry hacked his stationery bag and connected it to his laptop and television. Then he wrote a computer program that would allow Netflix to run in the only if he was cycling at a certain speed. If he slowed down for too long, whatever show he was watching would pause until he started paddling again. He was, in the words of one fan, eliminating obesity one Netflix binge at a time. He was also employing temptation bundling to make his exercise habit more attractive. Temptation bounding works by uh, linking an action you want to do with an action you need to do. In Byron's case, he bundled watching Netflix, the thing he wanted to do, but with riding his stationary bike, the thing he needed to do. Businesses are masters at temptation bounding. For instance, when the American broadcast company, more commonly known as ABC, launched its Thursday night television lineup for the 2014-15 season, they prompted temptation bounding on a massive scale. Every Thursday, the company would air three shows created by screenwriter Sonda Rhimes, Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder. They branded it as TGIT on ABC. TGIT stands for Thank God It Is Thursday. In addition to promoting the shows, ABC encouraged viewers to make popcorn, drink red wine, and enjoy the evening. Andrew, who is head of scheduling for ABC, described the idea behind the campaign. We see Thursday night as a viewership opportunity with either couples or women by themselves who want to sit down and escape and have fun for and drink their red wine and have some popcorn. The brilliance of this strategy is that ABC was associating the thing they needed viewers to do, watch their shows with activities there. They wanted to relax, drink wine, and eat popcorn. Over time, people began to connect watching ABC with feeling relaxed and entertained. If you drink red wine and eat popcorn at 8 p.m. every Thursday, then eventually 8 p.m. on Thursday means relaxation and entertainment. The reward gets associated with the cue and the habit of turning on the television becomes more attractive. You are more likely to find a behavior attractive if you get to do one of your favorite things at the same time. Perhaps you want to hear about the latest celebrity gossip, but you need to get in shape. Using temptation bounding, you could only read the tabloids and watch reality shows at the gym. Maybe you want to get a pedicure, but you need to clean out your email inbox. Solution: only get a pedicure while processing overdue work emails. Temptation bounding is one way to apply a psychology theory known as Primack's principle, named after the work of Professor David Primack. The principle states that more probable behavior will reinforce less probable behavior. In other words, even if you don't really want to process overdue work emails, you will become conditioned to do if it means you get to do something you really want to do along the way. You can even combine temptation bounding with the habit stacking strategy we discussed in chapter 5 to create a set of rules to guide your behavior. The habit stacking plus temptation bundling formula is: after current habit I will have it I need, after habit I need I will have it I want. If you want to read the news but you need to express more gratitude, after I get my morning coffee I will say one thing I am grateful for that happened yesterday. Need after I say One thing I am grateful for, I will read the news. Want. If you want to watch sports but you need to make sales calls. After I get back from my lunch break, I will call three potential clients need. After I call three potential clients, I will check ESPN want. If you want to check Facebook, but you need to exercise more. After I pull out my phone, I will do 10 burpees need. After I do 10 burpees, I will check Facebook want. The hope is that eventually you will look forward to calling three clients or doing 10 burpees because it means you get to read the latest sports news or check Facebook. Doing the thing you need to do mean you get to do the thing you want to do. But we began this chapter by discussing supernormal stimuli, which are heightened versions of reality that increase our desire to take action. Temptation bundling is one way to create a heightened version of any habit by connecting it with something you already want. Engineering a truly irresistible habit is a hard task, but this simple strategy can be employed to make nearly any habit more attractive than it would be otherwise. Chapter summary. The second law of behavior is make it attractive. The more attractive an opportunity is, the more likely to become habit forming. Habits are a dopamine driven Facebook feedback loop. Which when dopamine rises, so does our motivation to act. It is the anticipation of a reward, not the fulfillment of it, that gets us to take action. The greater the anticipation, the greater the dopamine spikes. Temptation bundling is one way to make your habits more attractive. The strategy is to pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. The role of family and friends in shaping your habits. In 1965, a Hungarian man named Laszlo Polgar wrote a series of strange letters to a woman named Clara. Laszlo was a firm believer in hard work. In fact, it was all he believed in. He completely rejected the idea of innate talent. He claimed that with deliberate practice and the development of good habits, a child could become a genius in any field. His mantra was, "A genius is not born but is educated and trained." Laszlo believed in this idea so strongly that he wanted to test it with his own children, and he was writing to Clara because he needed a wife willing to jump on board. Clara was a teacher, and although she may not have been as adamant as Laszlo, she also believed that with proper instruction, anyone could advance their skill. Laszlo decided chess would be a suitable field for the experiment, and he laid out a plan to raise his children to become chess prodigies. The kids would be home schooled, a rarity in Hungary at the time. The house would be filled with chess books and pictures of famous chess players. The children would play against each other constantly and compete in the best tournaments they could find. The family would keep a meticulous file system file system of the tournament history of every competitor the children faced. Their lives would be dedicated to chess. Lazo successfully courted Clara, and within a few years, the Polgars were parents to three young girls, Susan, Sophia, and Judith. Susan, the oldest, began playing chess when she was 4 years old. Within 6 months, she was defeating adults. The middle child did it even better. By 14, she was a world champion, and a few years later, she became a grandmaster. Judith, the youngest, was the first of all. By age 5, she could beat her father. At 12. She was the youngest player even listed among the top 100 chess players in the world. At 15 years and 4 months old, she became the youngest grandmaster of all time, younger than Bobby Fischer. Bobby Fischer, the previous record holder for 27 years, he was the number one ranked female chess player in the world. Who is she? Judith. The childhood of the Polgar sisters was a typical to say the least, and yet if you ask them about it, they claim their lifestyle was attractive, even enjoyable, and interview or their childhood as entertaining rather than grueling. They loved playing chess. They couldn't get enough of it. Once Laszlo reportedly found Sofia playing chess in the bathroom in the middle of the night, encouraging her to go back to sleep. He said, "Sofia, leave the pieces alone." To which she replied, "Daddy, they will not leave me alone." The Polka sisters grew up in a culture that prioritized chess above all else, praised them for it, rewarded them for it in their world, and obsession with chess was normal. And as we are about to see, whatever habits are normal in your culture are among the most attractive behaviors you will find. The seductive pull of social norms. Humans are the humans are herd animals. We want to fit to bond. Humans are the herd animals. We want to fit in to bond with others and to earn the respect and approval to of our peers. Such inclinations are essential to our survival. For most of our evolutionary history, our ancestors lived in tribes, becoming separated from the tribe or worse, being cast out was a death sentence. The lone wolf dies, but the pack survives. Meanwhile, those who collaborated and bonded with others enjoyed increased safety, mating opportunity, and access to resources. As Charles Darwin noted in the long history of humankind, those who learn to collaborate and improve most effectively have prevailed. As a result, one of the deepest human desires is to belong, and this ancient preference exerts a powerful influence on our modern behavior. We don't choose our earliest habits, we imitate them. We follow the script handed down by our friends and family, our church, school, our local community, and society at large. Each of these cultures and groups comes with its own set of expectations and standards. When and whether to get married, how many children to have, which holiday to celebrate, how much money on your child's birthday party. In many ways, these social norms are the invisible rules that guide your behavior. Is that you are always keeping them in mind, even if they are not at the top of your mind. You follow the habits of the culture without thinking, without questioning, and sometimes without remembering. As the French philosopher Michel de Montaigne wrote, the customs and practices of life in society sweep us along. Most of the time, going along with the group doesn't feel like a burden. Even everyone wants to belong. If you grow up in a family that I'm so happy I was able to fit a Game of Thrones reference into this book. If you grow up in a family that rewards you for your chess skills, playing chess will seems like a very attractive thing to do. If you work in a job where everyone wears expensive suits, then you will be inclined to splurge on one as well. If all of your friends are sharing an inside joke or using a new phrase, you will want to do it so too, so they know that you get it. Behaviors are attractive when they help us fit in. We imitate the habits of three groups in particular: the close, the many, the powerful. The close, the many, the powerful. Each group offers an opportunity to leverage the second law of for behavior change and make our habits more attractive, imitating the clothes. Proximity has a powerful effect on our behavior. This is true of the physical environment as we discussed in chapter 6, but it is also true of social environment. We pick up habits from the people around us. We copy the way our parents handle argument, the way our peers flirt with one another, the way other copy the way our parents handle argument, the way our peers flirt with one another, the way our co-workers get results. Co-worker, the way our co-workers get results. When your friends smoke pot, you give it to a try to. When your wife has a word of double checking that the door is locked before going to bed, you pick it up as well. I find that I often imitate the behavior of those around me without realizing it. In conversation, I will automatically assume the body posture of the other person. In college, I began to talk like my roommates when traveling to other countries. I can constantly imitate the local accent despite reminds myself to stop as a general rule. The closer we are to someone, the more likely we are to imitate some of their habits. One groundbreaking study tracked 12,000 people for 32 years and found that a person's chances of becoming obese increased by 57 if he or she had a friend who became obese. It works the other way too. Another study found that if one person in a relationship lost weight, that the other partner would also slim down about one third of the time. Our friends and family provide a sort of invisible peer pressure that pulls us in their direction. Of course, peer pressure is a bad if only if you are surrounded by bad influence. When astronaut Mike Massimino was a graduate student at MIT, He took a small robotics class. Of the 10 people in the class, 4 became astronauts. If the goal was to make it into space, then that room was about the best culture you could ask for. Similarly, one study found that the higher your best friend IQs at age 11 or 12, the higher your IQ would be at age 15. Even after controlling for natural levels of intelligence, we soak up the qualities and practices of those around us. One of the most effective things you can do to build better habits is to join a culture where you are with the normal behavior. New habits seem achievable when you see others doing them every day. If you are surrounded by fit people, you are more likely to consider working out to be a common habit. If you are surrounded by jazz lovers, you are most likely to believe it is reasonable to play jazz every day. Your culture sets your expectation for what is normal. Surround yourself with people who have the habits you want to have yourself. You will rise together. To make your habits even more attractive, you can take this strategy one step further. Join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior and you already have something in common with the group. Steve Kemp, New York City, runs a company called Nerd Fitness, which helps nerds, misfits, and mutants lose weight, get strong, and get healthy. His clients include video game lovers, movie fanatics, and average Joes who want to get in shape. Many people feel out of place the first time they go to the gym or try to change their diet. But if you are already similar to the other members of the group in some way, say you are Michelle, love of Star Wars, change becomes more appealing because it feels like something people like you already do. Nothing sustains motivation better than belonging to the tribe. It transforms a personal quest into a shared one. Previously, you were on your own. Your identity was singular. You are a reader. You are a musician. You are an athlete. When you join a book club or a band or a cycling group, becomes linked to those around you. Growth and change is no longer an individual pursuit. We are readers. We are musicians. We are cyclists. The shared identity begins to reinforce your personal identity. This is why remaining part of a group after achieving a goal is crucial to maintaining a relationship, friendship, and community embed new identity and help of behaviors last over the long run, imitating the many. In the 1950s, psychologist Solomon asked conducted a series of experiments that are now taught to legions of undergrads each year. To begin each experiment, the subjects entered the room with a group of strangers, un- unbeknownst to them. The other participants were actors planted by the researcher and instructed to deliver scripted answers to certain questions. The group would be shown one card with a line on it and then a second card with a series of lines. Each person was asked to select the line on the second card that was similar in length to the on the first card. It was a very simple task. Here is an example of two cards used in the experiment. Conforming to social norms. The rule of family presence sitting away. Conforming to social norms. Figure. This is a representation of two cards used by Solomon asked in his famous social conformity experiment. The length of the line on the first card left is obviously the same as line C. The length of the line on the first card left is obviously the same as the line C. ठीक है. But when a group of actors claimed it was a different length, the research subjects would often change their minds and go with the crowd and believe their own eyes. The experiment always began the same. First, there would be some easy trials where everyone agreed on the correct line. After a few rounds, the participant was on a test that was just as obvious as the principal, except the actors in the room would select an intentionally incorrect answer. For example, they would respond A to the comparison shown in figure 10. Everyone would agree that the lines were the same even though they were clearly different. The subject who was unaware of the rules would immediately become bewildered. Their eyes would open wide. They would laugh nervously to themselves. They would double check the reactions of other participants. Their agitation would grow as one person after another delivered the same incorrect response. Soon the subject began to doubt their eventually they delivered the answer they knew in their heart to be incorrect. Also ran this experiment many times and in many different ways. What he discovered was that as the number of factors increased, so did the conformity of the subject. If it was just the subject of and one actor, then there was no effect on the person's choice. Then they just assumed they were in the room with a dummy, and two actors were in the room within the subject. There was distributed compared to but as the number of people increased to three actors or and all the way to eight, the subject became more likely to second guess themselves. By the end of the experiment, nearly 70% of the subject agreed with the group answer, even though it was obviously incorrect. Whenever we are unsure of how to act, we look to the group to guide our behavior. We are constantly scanning our environment and wondering what is everyone else doing. We check reviews on Amazon, Yelp, or TripAdvisor became because we want to imitate the best wine, eating, and travel habits. It is usually a small study that there is evidence in numbers, but there can be a downside. The normal behavior of the tribe often overpowers the desired behavior of the individual. For example, one study found that when a chimpanzee learns an effective way to crack nuts open as a member of one group and then switches to a new group that uses a less effective strategy, it will avoid using the superior and nut cracking just to blend in with the rest of the chimps. Humans are similar. There is tremendous internal pressure to comply with the norms of the group. The reward of being accepted is often greater than the reward of running in a harmony. Greater than the reward of being looking smart or finding truth. The most days we had rather be strong with the crowd than be right by ourselves. The human mind knows how to get along with others. This is our natural. This is our natural mode. You can override it. You can choose to ignore the group or to stop caring what other people think. But it takes work. Running against the grain of your culture requires extra effort when changing the tribe changes are attractive and changing your habits means fitting in with the tribe changing change is very attractive imitating the powerful myself we pursue and status we want pins and medallions on our jacket we want president to partner in our titles we want to be acknowledged recognized you can see him win, but overall we are smart, more historically, the person with greater power and status is accepted more social. These are less they were to survival and close to where matter more attractive. We are more attractive made. We are one to be with that expect approval, admiration, and still we want to be the one in the gym who can do massage, a musician who can play the hardest solo position of the physics with the most complex children because these things separate us from the crowd. Once we fit in, we start looking for ways to stand out. This is one reason we care so much about the habits of highly effective people. We try to copy the behavior of your success also when you what is the habits of imitation of people you admire, you also replicate them and people you make a recipe from your favorite baker. You follow the storytelling strategies of your favorite writer. You mimic the communication style of your boss. We imitate people we envy. High status people enjoy the approval, respect, and praise of others, and that makes it our behaviors and get a rapidly we find it later. We are also motivated to avoid behaviors that would lower our status. We change our ages and now our lawn because we don't want to be the slow of the neighborhood. When our mother comes to visit, we clean up the house because we don't want to be judged. We are continually wondering what will others think of me and so we on the other Volga sisters such as Prodigies mentioned at the beginning of the chapter are evidence of the powerful and lasting impact social influence can have on our behavior. The sisters especially expert this remarkable fought for decades. These habits and behaviors maintained their attractiveness in a part because they were valued by the unique culture from the phase of their parents to the achievement of different season markers like becoming a grandmaster. They had many reasons to continue their effort. Chapters under the culture we live in determines if we are attracted to us. We tend to adopt habits that are praised and approved by our culture because we have a strong desire to fit in and belong to the tribe. We tend to so three social group the close family, friends, and the many, the tribe, and the powerful, those with status and prestige. One of the most effective things you can do to build better habits is to join a culture where desired behavior is the normal behavior and you already have something in common with this group. With the group, the normal behavior of the tribe often overpowers the desired behavior of the individual. Most days we had Whether we wrong or with the crowd, then we right by ourselves. If a behavior can get us approval, we find it attractive. How to find it? Fix the causes of your bad habits. अब हो गया आरती का टाइम, तो मैं मंदिर जाऊंगी. And if you want to go to temple with me, then go with me. Okay, guys. सीताराम 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 कहिए, जाहि में रखे राम ताहि में राहिए. राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम कहिए, जाहि में रखे राम ताहि में राहिए. राधिमान को we are going to Arthi or temple. Okay. वो I think कर्टेन बंद कर देना चाहिए. So this is my room. Look. सीताराम 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 कहिए, जाहि में